Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren, Thursday at 9.
A dead girl.
Age? 22.
A former boyfriend.
Everything I've told you in confidence. I predicted.
And emotional turmoil.
An affair's not a motive for murder.
For forensic psychiatrist Jane Halifax.
It is when you're being threatened.
If you know where he is and you don't tell us, he will be charged.
I'm being set up, Jane, and I don't know who it is.
Mind Games and the Moral Dilemma for Halifax FP, Saturday at 9 on 5.
Sunday night on 5 is very much a sporting event. Gail McKenna and Brian Alexander host Turnstile at 11 with Live and Dangerous at midnight. Now, what sounds like a challenge in its own right, bring me the head of Light Entertainment.
I'm Graham Norton, and welcome to Bring Me the Head of Light Entertainment, the all-new comedy panel game. It's a sort of human version of Pets Win Prizes, but less political, obviously. Now, our regular team captains both hail from the world of stand-up comedy, and are known as two of the most polished performers by their hairdresser. They are Fred McCauley and Lee Hurst. And with them, our guest comedians. They are Paul Thorne and Tim Vine. Since Tim and Paul last appeared on the show, their phones haven't stopped ringing. But the fault's been reported to British Telecom now, and they should have an engineer out soon. OK, as chairman, I'll be judging the teams and then scoring on my desk. Now, we'll start with round 1, which, with impeccable logic, is all about the number 5. In it, the teams have to think up a list of 5 elements essential to a particular occupation or event. It's surprising how often in nature groups of 5 occur. 4 fingers and 1 thumb, 4 weddings and a funeral, and 4 tissues in a Baywatch video. So, Fred and Paul first, would you please suggest 5 things you'd need to work in a fast food restaurant?
All right. I think you'd probably need non-slip shoes if you work there. A, for all the food that drops accidentally behind the counter where you're serving, and B, for all the food that's deliberately thrown away on the other side of the counter.
You need a slogan, though, don't you? You need a sort of a, you know, they've all got a big sort of like finger licking, picking, chicken thing slogan, haven't they? That they do when they serve the burger. And I think they're really good, like, you know, sort of CJD. You got it.
Very good. We'll accept that one.
What, did you not accept my first one?
Well, I was in 2 minds, but that was rather good, so no.
It obviously goes by last then, does it? Oh, well, you've got to have a healthy, optimistic attitude towards life if you work there. Because they always say, enjoy your meal. What you don't actually hear is the wee bit before that, is when they say, you're highly unlikely to enjoy your meal.
And a degree as well. A lot of people, well, you don't need a degree, I suppose, but if you've got a degree, that's the only job that you're going to end up getting.
Uniform? You must have a uniform.
Yeah.
Most fast food places have got a uniform, although it's not strictly a uniform, is it? I don't think a set of clothes is a uniform until you would ask your loved one to dress up in it. And I don't think you would ask somebody to dress up in a fast food uniform, would you?
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to tell them to piss off.
I think they're all too scary, the people who work with me, because they've got this sort of look in there, haven't they? There's persistence. They're sort of like, do you want fries with that? Just a coffee. Do you want fries with that? Apple tart. You want fries with that? Yeah. Just won't stray from the script. They're all programmed. I'm sure they're like that at home as well. Orgasm, darling, you got it. Small, medium or large. Inside, or you're going to take his out?
I think we've got 5 there, don't you?
Or at least.
I think we do. So, it's now your turn, Lee and Tim. Could you please list 5 things you'd need to avoid getting pregnant
A job in a fast food restaurant.
I think be happy is one to avoid getting pregnant. I shall explain, you know.
Good.
Thanks. No, be happy because, you know, a small giggle at the right moment can really undermine a man's sexual confidence. Bitch.
A sign on your forehead which says, if you touch me, I'll kill you. That'd do it, wouldn't it?
You can use that.
Yeah, no, I'm accepting that one. I thought that was very good.
A Zimmer frame, there's another one.
Also, there's... well, it's a guard, isn't it, really? Another way of avoiding pregnancy is obviously the position that you take, you know. Like, if you're having sex, the woman is less likely... Sorry, just explain to you.
Yeah.
The woman is less likely to get pregnant if she goes on top of the bus.
Do you know, right, if you dangle a needle over a pregnant woman's stomach and it goes round and round like that, it means she's going to have a girl. And if it goes side to side like that, it means she's going to have a boy. And if it gets pulled downwards, it means she's going to have a magnet.
There's another fact as well. If a man's testicles are cold, they're more fertile. So obviously, if you warm up the man's testicles, you're less likely to get pregnant. And if you want to be 100% certain, you boil them.
Lovely.
It sounds like a new boil in the bag recipe.
Boil in the sack.
The other one, of course, is very simply, it's just to marry a man who can't get an erection. And Fred's wife told me that.
I have no complaints in that department. In fact, the last time my wife got pregnant, I wasn't even in the room. I just threw my pants in and said, help yourself. Go on, wring them out. If there's anything left, open a clinic.
Now, I have to say, scoring this round is a bit difficult. I'm actually going to only give Lee and Tim 1. What?
Hey.
Because I thought they left out the most obvious way to avoid getting pregnant, and that's to shag me. So Fred and Paul are getting 4, and Lee and Tim 1.
I am prepared to rectify that situation.
Too late now. Right, so taking an early lead now are Fred and Paul. Right. Moving swiftly on, it's time to lift the lid off the What's in the Box game, in which each team captain will help his blindfolded teammate identify a mystery object from my special box. What happens is that I'll get something out which the captain will encourage his mate to feel. Anyone who's ever been in the Navy will probably know this game. Now, if they're in trouble, of course, the captain can give them a clue. Now, Lee and Tim, you're first. So, Tim, if you could get your blindfold on there, that'd be marvellous. This is the object.
If you need a clue, just ask.
I think that's a armadillo.
Blimey!
Fantastic! Well, Tim's been very good up to now. This may prove more difficult. Tim.
Tim, trust me on this. Just ask for a clue. For God's sake, ask for a clue.
Well, give me a clue then.
It could be a tool, not the one you've got. You know, like, you know, when you need to cut something.
Ah, you mean right.
Yeah.
Well, jigsaw.
Yeah, but
yes, not enough.
Not enough.
No,
oh God, there are people
more.
on the front. It's a bloke who used to lead us. Depending on when this programme goes out.
Right.
And it's his
Henry
wife.
VIII.
No. We're not
Which
going
one of
back
his
in
wives?
time. No, it's a bloke and his wife, and he's. Oh, hello.
Kermit the Frog.
No. You're close. He's got the same leadership qualities.
John Major.
And his wife?
Norma.
Correct.
Well done.
I'll be ready with that
So with that, very well done, Lee and Tim. Now it's time for Paul and Fred. Paul, get that on you. Right. Look at that. Object 1.
It's not Kate Moss.
Sooty's friend would have one.
Oh, Matthew Corbett. It's one of those chimney sweep things, isn't it?
Yeah. But
oh, it's too painful to watch.
Well, it's not actually the chimney sweep. It's the brush. It's the brush.
Yes, very good.
Brush
very good. Do you see where we're going with this?
No.
No, you don't. Well, I think Fred, you should slip that on so that you can feel it.
Oh, please.
Is it left or right-handed? I've got something warm and furry in my hand, Paul, and I would like you to feel it.
You say that far too well, Fred.
We would like you to feel it, wouldn't we?
Is this the hand with it off or on?
It's on.
All right.
Higher,
Listen, take your time. This is fantastic.
Hey,
Paul, do you want a clue?
do that again. It's Alan Ball. It's sweep.
Very good.
Yes.
Say bye-bye.
I am going to get Matthew Corbett now.
Easy, easy.
For goodness sake.
Here you go, Paul.
It's something just off the coast of Essex.
Oh, now.
Do you want a clue?
Well, yeah.
Well, I think you could get this in 5, 4, 3.
It's Fred having a wank.
Is
it Tracy Island?
Yes! That was very good. So it was very close though. So it's a 2 to you guys, and it's 3 to Fred and Paul, which means that as we head into half time, Fred and Paul are in the lead by 4 points.
Day 1. Thursday, Könntet ihr bitte mit diesem Krach aufhören? 3rd of April. Pump adjustable seat completed.
Fan-shaped water jets, which reduce water consumption, and therefore the water bottles can be smaller, which helps to reduce the weight of the car.
Looking for something has lost something. And he was not looking. He gets run over.
I need to know the answer!
There is no the answer. There are only questions.
What questions?
Have you considered the goldfish? No. Please consider it.
Which one? Is it in the pond? In the sky? No, not in the sky.
In the pocket, in the shop, in the restaurant.
Credit card. Is this the answer to everything?
Nothing is the answer to everything, but the goldfish is the answer to the question.
What question?
The question, how can I reduce my gas bill?
Every pound you spend with a goldfish credit card can save money on your British gas bill.
But I'm a seeker after truth!
I don't have a gas bill.
You will, matey. You will.
You'll be surprised what you can do with a goldfish.
Welcome back. Right, it's now time for the teams to get their what-nots out, because they're going to play What Not to Say. The point of this round is to suggest the most inappropriate thing to say at the wrong moment. You know the kind of thing. If you bumped into Mary Whitehouse, you might accidentally say, "Do you know the old cock well in Herts?" When, of course, Mrs. Whitehouse has never visited any pubs in Hertfordshire. Right, teams, what would you not say when you've been sick over the host's dog at a dinner party?
Is it all right to feed the dog? Or you might say, "Fetch!"
Roll over.
What not to say after your wife has found lipstick on your underpants?
That's the last time I lend them to Terry.
I don't know how that got there. They were the first thing I took off.
She'd probably say, "What do you call this then?" And I'd say, "I'd call that a result."
What not to say to the owners of the house you rewired that just burnt down due to an electrical fault?
So where do you want the invoice sent to?
Oh yeah, Brown's Live, isn't it?
What not to say to a homeless person who's just asked you for the price of a cup of tea?
I haven't seen you since I rewired your house.
What not to say in the opening sentence of your maiden speech in the House of Lords?
No chance of a shag then.
Can you smell piss?
What not to say to your boss when she finds a picture of your genitals on the photocopier?
I'd say that reduction facility seems to be working. or how's that for headed notepaper?
All right, Lee and Tim, I'm giving you 3, and Fred and Paul, you're going to get 2 for that. All right? We're now going to have a general knowledge quiz. So if you think Gandhi's first name was Goosey Goosey, and Wat Tyler was a roofing magazine, or the golden age of steam was under the golden reign of Queen Victoria, then this round is for you. I have a selection of well-known general knowledge questions, which I shall put to the teams to see how many they can answer. So let's start with this. On early railway journeys, why did some women hold pins between their lips?
Because they had grenades in each hand.
Is it because they were frightened of being kissed in tunnels?
Ooh!
You've got to have a hobby, leave it.
He's right!
Even though Paul's on my team, if they were worried about getting kissed in the tunnel, why would they put the pins in their mouth?
Oh, you dirty, dirty man. What was the name of the Queen's first corgi?
Can you tell us what sex the corgi was?
It was a bitch. The man asked a question.
Yeah. It was a bitch. That narrows it down. It could be any one of my former girlfriends.
So that's 2 names you can come up with.
We are talking about the dog. It's not a trick question, is it?
No,
it's not like a corgi toy.
Tin can.
No.
Yeah,
Jane.
Like a dinky toy.
No, not Jane, but you're very close there again.
Jane. Ah, Lady
Jemima.
Jane.
Jennifer.
Jacqueline?
Jen, Bob.
Does it begin with a J?
No. It's just a girl's name.
Victoria.
Helmet. Jumpy.
Germain. German.
Susan.
Well done, Fred. Fred and Paul are going to get 4 for that, which leaves Lee and Tim with 1 for that round. Right, now I happen to know that few things work so well on TV as a good argument.
I disagree with you there, Graham.
Do you? Should I start this again? What the hell? Now, I happen to know that few things work so well on TV as a good argument.
I've got to disagree with you.
I'll start that again. Now, I happen to know that few things work so well on TV as a good argument. And as the male cast members of EastEnders say, we all enjoy getting into a little tiff. So, we'll move on to a round now called For and Against, where our teams will debate an issue troubling the nation.
I've got to disagree with you, Graham.
But no, we're going on. We're going to debate it, like it or not. And this week's topic is the royal family. A noble dynasty that sets a fine example for us all, or just Mother Nature proving that even Camilla can get a shag? Now, Fred and Paul will provide the case for the royal family. Good luck. And then Lee and Tim will speak against, and when we've heard both sides of the argument, it'll be open mic time for the audience to ask questions of one side or t'other. Right, Fred and Paul, give us your pro-royalist argument there, please.
I will, and I've got a feeling that Lee might disagree with me.
No.
Well, I think it's important that you have a royal family because you need a figurehead at the top of the state, somebody that you can look up to, and what's more, the royal family provides us with a benchmark for ugliness.
How can you say you can look up to him? Let's point out, right, Prince Charles, right, he could earn a fortune because every time he's due to have another kid, the bookies offer odds on the name of the kid. Now, he's in pole position to know what the kid's going to be called, isn't it? So he should just go in the bookmakers and say, what odds will you give me on Prince Donkey Shagger? The other thing why I've got no respect for the royal family as well, I don't know if you know this, because they visit hospitals quite a bit, like just, you know, when they're opening a ward or something. And this is actually true. When the Queen goes to visit a hospital, they have to designate one of the toilets as the royal toilet, right, in case she gets took short, right, you know. And they put 2 guards, 1 guard either side of the door, yeah, then the 3rd guard goes in, and they have to peel a banana and drop it down the toilet. And if either of the 2 guards in the corridor hear it splash, they have to move further away. It's because by law, you're not allowed to hear the Queen have a poo.
I believe that.
It's true.
It probably is true, but why is that a reason for getting rid of them?
Well, also
because you demand the right as a citizen to hear her have a dump.
You see, they're all out of touch, though. I mean, on the day of the sort of royal weddings, the Queen's in a horse and carriage going down the Mall, and there's all these people all either side of the road, and she's in there going, "There's not much traffic, is there?"
The thing is, a lot of royalists like yourself, they defend them and say they bring a lot of foreign tourists into the country, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, so do airline pilots, but we don't pay them £7 million a year.
There's about 6 or 7 million Americans come into the country because of tourism. The only other way you can get Americans to come into Britain is to have a war and wait 4 years.
Well, I think we should just sell the royal family to the Americans. They can set up a theme park and use like Mickey Mouse costumes, paint them, and he's still got the big ears for Prince Charles.
So if anyone has any questions or any points to make, if you could raise your hand now. Or look, hand over there, man in the waistcoat. What's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin?
Yeah.
And what's your point, Kevin?
If you got rid of the royal family, whose head would you choose to put on the stamps?
A good question.
Somebody with a very small head.
Well, it's funny actually because there are options. I mean, in America, obviously, they haven't got a royal family, and they've issued a Divine Brown stamp. The woman who was involved with Hugh Grant. No, it's a Divine Brown stamp. Is what you do is you pick up the stamp, you turn it over, and it licks you.
All right, any more questions from the floor? Hello, what's your name?
Tina.
Tina. Speak on, Tina.
If you got rid of the royal family, you wouldn't have any scandals to take the mick out of.
Good point, Tina.
Well, that's a very, very good reason for keeping the royal family, I must say.
This is